Okay, we got a barbell squat here, so this is going to be a barbell squat's got a lot to it. So pay attention. This will be a bit of a longer one. Starting out with the rack, just general understanding of how to use this guy. To get these guys in here, okay, you'll have to figure out your height first, and I'm going to show you that. Stick it in with that end, and then look around over here, and make sure you match it up with the same hole, same number on that side, just like that. So it kind of falls back into place. Now, I generally am going to teach low bar squat for most people, but I'm going to show you a high bar squat. So there's two differences there. It's just purely, what it sounds like, it's where the bar is going to go. But we're going to focus a little bit more on the low bar squat and sort of make things a little bit more simple, if you can call it that. We're going to focus mostly on the lower body and having that neutral spine the whole time. But a lot of pieces to this. So this is a difficult one for a lot of people, understandably. So it can take some time to get this one down. Don't worry about that too much. Okay, so when we come up, what we want is to have our hands on the tighter end close to us, at least around this range, right? So I come up and I use these the little rings here in between the threads to figure out where I'm going to have my hands. I'm going to lower myself up under this. And the low bar position, so the high bar, is going to be up here, not to be confused with the spine. You want it up on your traps. So you want it up in this area, so it's going to be maybe 2-3 inches behind your spine. So if you go all the way to your neck here, and go back maybe 1, 2, 3, right about there. This is going to be our high bar squat. The emphasis here with the high bar squat is going to be keeping the spine straight up and down. So as we come down, we're doing one of these. So we're not coming forward a ton. Coming down like this requires a bit more flexibility, a bit more care, but we can hit the quads a little bit more on that one. Now that's the only example I'm going to show for the high bar squat. That'll be a separate video if I ever do make one, but I'm going to stick with the low bar. I think most clients can benefit most from the low bar. I think it's a little bit simpler, a little bit safer. Now, the low bar, it'll be difficult for some, but you want to bring those shoulder blades together. It's a big piece of why we have these arms in tight. And you're going to feel that sort of resting on the back of your shoulder and your upper back, which is your traps. So your traps and your shoulders are going to make sort of what people call a shelf. And as you're holding onto this bar, you're actually going to be leaned forward a little bit so that the center of gravity isn't pulling you back like so, right? So you're going to have that shelf there, keeping your shoulder blades together and keeping it on. Make sure it's nice and even behind you. So use the mirror before you pick it up. And then when you step back, most of the racks here are going to have a pretty clear-cut line for you to be able to line your feet up with. So when you unrack, okay, you come in, set it where you want it, pick it up, and it should be 1 step, line it up there, 2 step, right? And so for foot position, make sure they're both lined up with the line at the same point so they're even. You're going to have them just slightly beyond shoulder width apart, and you're going to have your toes pointed out just a little bit, solid maybe 30 degrees out from straight forward. So this is straight forward right here. We're going to point it out like here. And when we come down, we got a ton to focus on. So starting with the top end, we're going to have our chest up, keeping that neutral spine the whole way through. And we're going to hinge at the hips, okay? Difficult one to understand. So chest is staying up so that we have the neutral spine, but we're going to hinge at the hips, which means we're bending forward, but we're not rounding forward, right? And we're going to come down, and we're going to keep these knees as we bend down in line with our toes. In line with the toes, in line with the toes. Come down as far as we can go. So for me, that's right about here. And we're going to come back up. Now, I'm going to do a couple more examples, and we're going to talk about something called a butt wink. I'm going to come down like this, like so, and watch out for yourself doing left-right business. Watch out for your knees coming out or coming in. Try and keep them in line with the toes as much as you can. If you feel yourself coming off of your toes here, curl your toes. That'll help you a little bit. A few examples here. Okay, One other thing of note is the goal is to have your bar path, the bar, to be in the same position, straight up and down, as you go through the squat motion. Now butt wink, you'll notice as I get down to, maybe right about here, you'll start to see this sort of rotation of the hips, right? Now we want to try and get beyond that, meaning that we try to fight that a little bit. We want to get to the point eventually to be able to get to 90 degrees with minimal or no butt wink, right? It's sort of a natural process to an extent, but with some flexibility training and most importantly, repeat training in the squat, we can reduce it to a good extent. So when I first started, maybe right here, I started to do it. And nowadays, I get right about here before it starts. Now, just to review, actually, I said I'd talk about this, so let's talk about this first. So what you want to do when you're getting in here is just take the bar, and if the bar is too heavy for you, just do body weight. Set it in the proper position. Do everything like you're going to do a squat. Come down, and then think about whether or not you would die if you couldn't get back up, right? So at this height, I don't have one on the other side just for convenience. But if I came forward, I'd be okay. Now the proper way to dump a bar is to let it fly off the back and jump forward. I'm not going to do it here. Can't show you that example with only one on the side, but you want to be able to reasonably believe that you can drop this bar. So at this height, it's pretty okay for me. Any higher, and I might risk tapping it when I come down into full depth. You got to think about that as well. I'm going to take this off here real quick. So, to review, neutral spine, okay? We're setting that low bar, so we're going to have it on the back of the shoulders and the traps, keeping the shoulder blades together. We've got these arms as tight as we can get them without it being too much of a stretch. So if it's too much of a stretch, we're going to extend out here a little bit, should help you. And if that's too much, that's something we would already talked about, and we would be doing different modifications. Neutral spine, anterior pelvic tilt, so bring the hips out a little bit. And you're going to come down with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart, toes pointed out. And you're going to come down with your knees staying in line with your toes. Come down as far as you can go, and then come on back up. One more time. Neutral spine, okay? Try and keep your head looking straight forward or a little bit up. Anterior pelvic tilt. Feet shoulder width apart, toes pointed out, okay? Imaginary bars back here. Down, 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 and back up.